Hey, what's going on, X-Benites? You're now rocking with your boy KORX Kal, the last son of Planet Xbox, and listening to your daily and weekly Podshots. I want to focus on Windows 10, the Win 10 event coming up, and I really want you guys to lower your expectations. All my Xbox guys, all my Xbox fans, please lower your expectations. I do not want you going in there being salty at the end of the conference. I don't want you guys going in there looking for some major exclusive. And I don't want you guys going in there thinking this is an Xbox event, because it's not. Yes, there will be talks about Xbox One. This is not an Xbox event. This is a Windows event. This is what Windows is going to do for PC. This is what games will be hitting Windows for PC. And of course, obviously, and like I said, there's going to be some talks about Xbox, how integration possibly can happen between Windows 10, the Xbox One platform, Windows Phone, and Surface tablets. But don't go in thinking you're going to see Gears. Please stop that. Please, just please stop that. No, you're not going to see Scalebound. At least I don't believe you're going to see Scalebound. If they show Scalebound, I don't know why it's not coming to PC. Now, here's the thing. There was some confusion with supposedly Major Nelson and some account where he said, "Are you ready?" And the account smiled and they made a big deal about it and the fans was going bananas over it. And then they came right back out and said that was a mistake. I don't know how much of that was a mistake, but if they're going to announce something, it's going to be something where there's some type of integration between Windows 10 and the Xbox platform, probably for joint play. Now the question is, what game could it be? Now I know there's a lot of PC fans out there. Much respect to the PC fans. Love you guys. Understand something. I don't consider PC a console. I know there's a lot of people out there that do, but I don't consider it a console. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that want to see Xbox One games hit PC, but I do not want that to happen. And the main reason why I don't want that to happen is just the simple fact that, people say that, oh, it'll benefit Microsoft. It would benefit Microsoft. I agree. I'm not going to lie. It would. The game sales would skyrocket. You would have two fan bases on your game sales. But then you know what would happen? Your console sales would hit and have a decline. And that's because PC gamers will no longer buy Xbox Ones. They would no longer buy Xbox Ones for Halo, Gears of War, Forza, Fable, pretty much any game you could possibly think of that would have been console exclusive to the platform would be on PC. In actuality, for PC gamers, there would never ever be a reason to buy an Xbox. And that's not good. I don't know why people can't see that. I just don't understand how people can't see that. I know Microsoft is a it started out as a PC company, but they've branched out. They're going into cloud. They're going into mobile. It's not about PC like it used to be. They're trying to make it about PC again, but they have a console and they have a growing install base. And I think if they want to continue to have that install base grow, they have to continue to supply that install base with the best games exclusively on the console to bolster that portfolio and get people to go out and pick up an Xbox One. And they did that this holiday season with a smooth deal. I don't know why people keep saying they had like 4 and 5 price cuts, because they didn't. They didn't even have a price cut. They took the Connect out, number one, which gave you 2 SKUs. And then they dropped the price $50 for the holiday season. And it sold like pancakes. And everybody loves pancakes. It's just amazing to me that they did so well. And you have these people that hate that. You have these other fanboys that dislike the fact that Microsoft sold well, and they want to downplay it, and they want to talk about how, if this didn't happen, if they didn't sell it with 5 games and 6 games, it was practically free. Whatever, bro. Whatever works. At the end of the day, as a company and a corporation, all I know is that when I sell a game, that's a profit. And the bigger my install base is, the more money I get. So why wouldn't I take a loss? I take a loss. I take a few hits. I take a few lumps. But once I put Halo out there, Quantum Break out there, Scale out there, Phantom Dust out there, Forza out there, Tomb Raider out there, because that is going to be published by Xbox. Bro, It's gold. It's gold. That's money in the bank, So, yeah, people act like they forgot about what happened with PS3, And I hate to bring up PlayStation 3 because I love the console because I'm a big RPG head. But let's just face the reality of it: $600, $600, and nobody bought it. Within the year, I believe they had a price drop. Common sense. That's what you do when you're losing market share. You go from being the most dominant company in the video game industry in one generation, and then the next generation you pretty much split in half. And for whatever reason people feel that the Xbox 360 lost last generation. Look, man, they sold tons and millions upon millions of games, and that's where the profit margins is at. So the Xbox did well. Now as a console, it was I guess you could say a large blip. Maybe bigger than a blip, maybe like a large explosion. But Red Ring of Death, it really hurt it. It hurt it a lot, and I think it hurt that some of the some of the trust with some gamers because they had to experience Red Ring of Death and they had to get rid of their consoles and they had to buy new ones over and over and over again. And I was one of them. I think I went through about 2 Xbox 360s before I got a Slim, which, worked flawlessly until the day I traded it in to get the Xbox One. But I digress. The point that I'm trying to make is that in order for Microsoft to continue to be successful, they need to keep their games on Xbox One. And I implore you, Mr. Phil Spencer, if you're listening to my Podshot, please open up some studios for PC. Those guys deserve their own exclusives. I know they're tired of seeing their games hit consoles and it's not happening vice versa. But they never complain about when Nintendo game don't hit or why a PlayStation game don't hit. And I understand that because it's Microsoft is a PC platform. Again, I'm saying that. I understand that. Windows is an operating system in damn near 85% of the world. I understand that. The bottom line is they have a console. And when you have a console, consoles and video game sales matter. And if you don't want to lose that install base, keep your exclusives. Now, getting back to the Windows 10 event, they showed a picture of a man in chainmail for the event, and people are guessing all these just random guesses. Oh, it's Gears of War collection, and it's Scalebound. They might be showing Scalebound, or it might be something else. Listen, if it's going to be any game, more than likely it's going to be an MMO. That is probably the most probable game that's going to give you something that they'll probably talk about at the event, which is cross gameplay between Xbox One and PC, which is something that a lot of us fans have been begging for. And the game that I think it could possibly be? I believe that it's Elder Scrolls Online. If it's not Elder Scrolls Online, it's Final Fantasy 14, which would be amazing. It would be amazing if it was Final Fantasy 14. We already know that the creator of Final Fantasy 14 wants to put this game on the Xbox One platform. Microsoft does not want integration with PlayStation gamers. I can respect that for whatever reasons. I can respect that. But I think that if this happens this week and we find out that they are going to have integration between PC and Xbox One, please expect Final Fantasy 14 to hit the Xbox One platform. I'm not knocking Sony for having Final Fantasy, and they've had it for a very long time. I love RPGs. If you don't like RPGs, that's on you. But I love me some RPGs. So I would be very excited to play Final Fantasy 14 or Elder Scrolls Online. Either one would do me justice. A lot of people say it's a bad game for Elder Scrolls. I haven't played it. I don't know. But I know that I like to grind. I like to OP my character, and if I get an opportunity to do that in an MMO, I'm going to do it. And I have a clan, so we're going to have a large guild. I know everybody's going to hop on that. Plus, we get to play with PC gamers, so it's going to make the world much larger, much more exciting. And I think that it also gives the developers more incentive to put more into it because you just added another install base of almost, 3 to 4, 5 million people. Now I understand that the console is almost at 11 million sales, but let's be real. This thing that people say about oh, they don't want to give up the install base of 20 million people. 20 million people are not buying this game. It doesn't happen like that. Games that hit 20 million are multi-platform titles. Okay? You might get 3 million, 4 million, maybe 5 million people on a multi-plat game to buy it. Games like first party games, Halo, Uncharted, God of War, Gears of War, those games hit 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 million, 10 million. Games like Gran Turismo and Halo, 13, 15 million. Those games hit that because those are major exclusives to that platform. But for the most part, you don't really get people going out, an entire install base going out to buy a game. So people, please stop with they don't want to miss 20 million, they don't want to miss 10 million people for their install base, because those people aren't buying it. You're going to get 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million people to possibly hop on and expand the install base of a particular game if it's successful. And that's coming from one console, at a time, depending on what it is, especially if it's a multi-platform game like Elder Scrolls or possibly Final Fantasy 14. So that's what I believe. I really believe that. So again, lower your expectations. Okay, we don't know what's going to happen at the event. Be excited though. Please be excited. But let's just lower our expectations. Don't go in there looking for some type of major bomb to come up for Xbox One, because you're probably not going to get it. And you're going to be like, why the hell did I watch that? And I can guarantee you're going to have so many fanboys and so many haters like, oh, that event was terrible. Oh, boo. It was horrible. Microsoft sucks. Oh, Xbox. Oh, you're so depressing. Yeah, bro. It's for Windows, not an Xbox. It's not Nintendo Direct. It's not the PlayStation experience. It's Windows. Okay? So please lower your expectations. Now, I want to touch on some stuff real quick. I played Halo 5 beta. Absolutely amazing. Loving it. Day one buy. Some people don't like it because it doesn't remind them of the essence of Halo. The essence of Halo is on Halo Master Chief Collection. Unfortunately, they're working on the multiplayer, but it's there. It's there. The fact that when you jump, you float for 5 seconds is there. The fact that you can't sprint when you're getting whacked in the head by the flood is there. But again, I digress. Halo 5 to me is absolutely amazing. And people tend to forget, they want to call it Call of Duty. People tend to forget that Halo 4 and Halo Reach started the whole versatile movement in games. They started that with the jetpack and all that stuff before you had Titanfall, before you had Call of Duty. They were taking it to that level. Now, don't get me wrong. I know there's other games that have versatility, but I'm just saying in the multiplayer space, people want to say Halo copied, Call of Duty's gameplay and stuff like that. And honestly, it's not. It's Halo. People call it ADS, aim down sights. It's Halo. This is exactly what it was in Halo. My only gripe is that I don't think that the SMG should have a reticle. And by the way, some of those guns are OP. No reason why a SMG should be killing me from like 10 meters out. Okay, it's a close weapon. It's a close range weapon. It's way too powerful. When I'm getting killed by SMG over a battle rifle, that's a problem. Okay, that's absolutely a problem. Or even an assault rifle at close range is absolutely a problem. So 343, if you're listening, please put a little bit more balance in your weapons, because I feel like all the guns do the same damage. Maybe they don't, but in my opinion, I think they do. Played the Evolve beta. Went through the monster tutorial. Turned it off. I turned it off. Utterly boring. And here's the thing. Now, I know some of you guys may not like my comments, but get this. This game, when it comes out, might be the most repetitive game in the history of games. Now, this is my opinion, number one. Also, number two, what I'm saying is not a fact. This game could come out and it could be the hottest thing since, fried chicken. Yeah, I said it. Fried chicken is good. If you don't like fried chicken, something's wrong with you. But I'm telling you right now, it can come out and it could be the hottest thing. But in my opinion, right now, this game is absolutely repetitive and is going to be boring. First of all, it takes way too long to hunt down these little monsters, eat them, and power up to another level. By the time that happens, you're already being hunted down by these 4 people with all these weapons to trap you and pin you down and hit you. You're trying to kill one, they float away. It's so annoying. It's almost like King Kong trying to fight the airplanes. You're swiping at them, they're floating away, you knock one down, the medic is behind you, healing him from 10 yards out. Like, come on, like, I'm not feeling the game. Turtle Rock, I pray that you're not listening to this, because I really would like to do an interview. I really like to do an interview with you guys. But if you're listening to this, please do something to expand Evolve. Because right now, I don't think it's worth $60. And the sad part about it, this is one of the titles that Microsoft is endorsing, kind of like Destiny with Sony. I don't think that Evolve is going to be, at least amongst Xbox fans, being that we play the beta so much, I don't think it's going to be one of those games that's going to be a big title on the Xbox One. I just think, I know what they're going for with MLG, and I know what they're going for with that, but I don't think it's going to be a big title. And that's just, that's just my opinion on it, man. You guys can take it how you like. But I just think that it's just not going to be what we think it's going to be, or what they want it to be, because of the repetitiveness of the game, and it was overhyped. It's, to be honest with you, Russ, it was overhyped at the E3, where it was like, the game of the show, and it's just like Titanfall was overhyped. It was the game of show at the E3 the year before that. Now, Titanfall is a great game, but it wasn't the great game that they were advertising it was to be, like the second coming. It wasn't that. Evolve's a good game, I think, but I just think that it gets repetitive, and at some point it'll get boring. So, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion on that in the end. So moving on, I want to talk about my thoughts on how Microsoft could spread their games out this year and be absolutely successful. I had Ken Lobb on the show earlier in the week. Thank you all for listening. And he said they don't, they know that the holiday season is their season to drop their megatons, to drop their bombs. They know people are going to eat them up. I mean, I agree. Imagine having Quantum Break, Tomb Raider, Halo 5 all bundled together with the Xbox One for the holiday season. What? That's bananas. That's crazy. That's bananas, man. That's insane. That's insane. You have those 3 titles bundled together with an Xbox One with $50 off for Christmas. I don't care what any other console puts out. That's crazy. Oh, throw Forza 6 in there too. Why not? It's crazy. A third-person shooter. You have a third-person adventure, a racer, and a first-person action game, your flagship title. And a brand new Xbox One console with like $50 off for the holiday season. That's crazy. That's crazy. But, look, I think that this is what Microsoft is going to do, okay? I didn't want to talk about this. I think I've seen some stuff, man. I've seen some stuff. I'm no insider. I don't work for NeoGAF. You know what I'm saying? I'm no insider. But I've seen some stuff. I believe Ori and the Blind Forest may be dropping next month in February. I believe it's going to come out next month in February. Scream Riders in March, right? So you also got Smite coming out in March as well. You have a couple indie games that's going to be following up. But think about this. They talk about that Microsoft has no games throughout the year. Okay? I'm no party pooper. Okay? I respect every console. But again, it's a lot of news going around about the Order 1886. And it's not looking good. It's the same thing I said to Kim before. I think when you have quick time events in games, that's now called cinematic. That's the new thing for games where there's more cutscenes and more quick time events than it is actually playing. It's called cinematic, unquote, quote unquote cinematic. And on the other hand, when you have gameplay and you're actually playing the game, that's called gameplay. That's called playing the game. So, I'm not really a fan of cinematic. You know what I'm saying? But if that's what other consoles want to go for, by all means do that, man. I like what's happening with Xbox One right now. But like I said, I think that if Bloodborne comes out and it's a great game, that's gonna be beautiful. If 1886 comes out and it's a decent game, or if it's a good game, that's gonna be beautiful. But don't sit here and tell me that Microsoft doesn't have games. When we had State of Decay Year 1 coming out, when we have games like Smite coming out, when we have games like or Scream Ride, right? So then you hit April, Fable Legends. That's when you drop Fable Legends, right around April. That's your hit for spring, okay? You bring Fable Legends out in spring. Then you have June, you have E3. E3 comes out, you know what's the perfect time to talk about at E3? If it happens. Understand, this is not insider information. This is not what I'm saying is true. But if it happens, Gears of War Collection in June, and talk about how it's going to drop in August or July. That would be crazy. That would be crazy if true. Now I don't think Gears of War is coming out. I don't think the Gears of War Collection is coming out. As much as my boy Iron Wolf wants it to happen, you know, as much as fans want it to happen, I don't think Gears of War Collection is coming out. But if it does come out, talking about it in June and dropping it in July would be perfect. So that gives you Ori and the Blind Forest in February, Smite and Scream Ride in March, Fable in April. You hit June with E3, Gears of War Collection in July, right? Then you got August. So what comes out in August? Quantum Break. You drop Quantum Break in August. It's the perfect time to drop Quantum Break. And I know it's a major title, but the reason why I'm saying that is because there's a game that always comes out around these times that you have to replace Quantum Break with. And I feel like you could do this. This could work. Quantum Break in April. Forza 6 at the end of September. Almost close to where they dropped Forza Horizon in the beginning of October. You drop it at the end of September. You drop Forza 6 then, right? You turn around and you drop Tomb Raider in October for Holiday 2015. Because Holiday 2015 starts at the end of October. That's the last quarter. October, November, December. That's the last quarter. Tomb Raider in October. Halo 5 in November. That's how you finish off the season. That's how you run the entire year with Xbox One. And that's not even including if they talk about Banjo coming. Oh my, Banjo? Conquer? Could you imagine if they announced these games at E3 and they were dropping this year? That would be like the biggest megaton ever. So many fans want this game. I see so many people say, man, if they came out with a new Banjo or a new Conquer, I'm buying an Xbox One. They do something like that, I'm telling you, people think Microsoft's lineup is weak. I don't know how. Maybe it's because they don't have Xbox Ones, but man, that's crazy. And I ain't even talk about indies. I'm not even gonna get into indies. There's a lot of hot indies coming out. A lot of hot indies. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be a hot year for Xbox One. Hot year for Tick Podcast. And a hot year for your boy KORX Kal. Thank you guys for listening. And I will catch you on the flip side. I'm off this planet. Peace.